Think about this for a second. The first 18 years of your life felt like forever. But the last 5? They're gone. You don't even know where they went. Nobody warned you that time doesn't move at one's speed. It accelerates, quietly. And once it starts, it doesn't stop. Remember when you were a kid and summer break felt endless? 10 weeks off school felt like a small lifetime. You'd forget what month it was. Every day felt separate from the last. Now, a whole season passes and you barely notice. December shows up and you swear it was just March. You ask people around you and they all say the same thing. I don't know where this year went. Wasn't it just my birthday? How is it already Friday again? This isn't just a feeling you have. Almost everyone over 25 says the exact same thing in the exact same words, which means something real is happening. Not in the world, in your brain. Here's the first piece of the puzzle. Your brain doesn't measure time the way a clock does. A clock counts seconds. Your brain counts events, new experiences, unfamiliar moments, things it has to pay attention to. When you were a kid, almost everything was new. Your first day of school, your first bike ride without training wheels, your first heartbreak, your first job. Every week was packed with firsts. And when something is new, your brain works harder to record it. It lays down more detail, more texture, more memory. That's the key. Your sense of how long a period felt isn't based on how many hours passed. It's based on how much memory got created during that time. A summer with 100 new memories feels long when you look back on it. A summer with barely any new experiences barely registers at all. Now, think about adulthood. You wake up, you go to work, same route, same desk, same 15 conversations you've had 100 times before. You come home, you scroll, you sleep, repeat. Your brain isn't recording much because nothing is new. There's nothing to encode. So when you look back at that stretch of time, there's almost nothing there. No landmarks, no texture, just a smooth, blank stretch of sameness. Your brain reads that emptiness as, that didn't take long at all. But it's not that time moved faster. It's that your memory has nothing to measure it by. This is the first illusion. You're not losing time. You're losing the evidence of time. And without evidence, your mind assumes barely anything happened. Here's the second piece, and this one's stranger. There's a theory about how we perceive time called proportional time. It works like this. When you're 5 years old, 1 year is 20% of your entire life. It's enormous. It feels like an entire era. When you're 20, 1 year is 5% of your life. Smaller, faster. When you're 40, 1 year is 2.5%. Even smaller. Each year you live becomes a smaller and smaller fraction of your total life experience. So each year feels smaller too. Not because the year itself changed, because your reference point did. You're not measuring time in days anymore. You're measuring it against everything you've already lived. And the more you've lived, the less any single year weighs. This is why your childhood summer felt endless, but this year is already disappearing behind you. You're comparing 5 months to 20 years of accumulated life instead of 5 months to 5 years. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. If new experiences are what create the feeling of time, that means most adults are quietly running out of time before their life is even over. Not because they're going to die soon, but because they've stopped generating new memories. Think about how much of adult life is designed around routine, efficiency, predictability. We optimize our lives to remove friction. Same coffee order, same commute, same restaurants, same conversations with the same people about the same topics. That efficiency feels good in the moment, but it's quietly erasing your memory of the years. You're not living less. You're just recording less. And your brain can only give you back what it recorded. This explains something that sounds like a paradox, but isn't. People who travel more, learn new skills, move to new cities, or go through major life changes often say their life feels longer than people who live comfortable, unchanging routines. Same number of years, completely different amount of felt time. It's never really been about how much time you have. It's about how much of it you're actually encoding. And here's the part almost nobody says out loud. The years that pass the fastest are usually the years that feel the most comfortable. Comfort and routine reduce anxiety, but they also quietly rob you of memory. Meanwhile, the hardest, messiest, most uncertain years of your life, a breakup, a move, a new job that scared you, a year where everything felt unstable. Those are usually the years you remember in the most detail, which means the years you were struggling the most might actually be the years you were living the most, at least by your brain's own definition. That's a strange trade. Stability feels safer, but it costs you the very thing that makes a life feel long and full: memory. So the next time a year disappears before you even notice it happened, it's not because you failed at something. It's because your brain didn't have anything new to hold on to. Time isn't actually speeding up. You are just running out of new moments to slow it down. And maybe the only real way to make life feel longer isn't to do more. It's to do something different.